Good morning, everybody. Actually, it's officially noon. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lisa in Connecticut. Thank you for returning members. Welcome to new members. What I'm doing today will probably be more than one video because this is going to be a basic checkup and inspection on several of my bins that are here in my basement that I haven't had the time to attend to lately. So, I'm going to try to, not likely to happen, try to make it quick. Just want to give you a peek into a few of them. The one you see here right in front of you, look at this dryness. This is like, it's horrible. I'm a very bad worm mother. This is the lumbricus rubellus bin, actually. And what you see are green beans. And like I did to my Indian worm bin, no, my African, hey, dog, no, don't knock the tripod over. Seriously? Sorry, my dog decided he didn't like the position of the tripod. So, you're back in the right place, I believe. These are green beans, and since I know the variety they are, and it's a variety I didn't plant outside, I want them. I want some of them. The others that I replanted that I showed the other day from my African nightcrawler bin, that's what I was starting to say before my dog did rude things. They took off immediately. Like they transplanted as if they were started from the ground. Very pleased. But I guess, it's because the massive root structure that develops when seedlings come from worm castings. So I'm just going to go, I'm not going to show you all the maintenance and what I'm going to follow up. But this is, you can see it's dry, it's crumbly, it's been really neglected. And since these are the rubellus, I want to see what they do in that sort of environment. And I want you to see. And what they do is they make really nice castings, apparently. It's really dry. It's really, really dry. I have food down here that I brought down. Lots of stuff from my freezer. Not only have I been a bad worm mom, but I've been bad at eating myself. I've been grabbing too much quick food and not taking the time to eat good food. And as a result, half of the fruits and vegetables I've been buying have been ending up bad and go to the worms. Look at this, guys and gals. These rubellus are doing awesome. I'm going to bring them up close to you. By the way, I have socks on. Why am I saying that? Because last time I was down here, a darn black soldier fly larvae flew out while I was filming and then stung me in the foot. Well, it didn't sting me. I learned out it was trying to burrow into my foot. Either way, it didn't feel good. So I still have a sore on my foot from that. So that's what these guys are doing, apparently. As long as they have something in their bin, and something being the stuff I brought in from the outside, they're basically creating compost in here because I haven't added any actual food. I might have added a half of an avocado. I gotta look back. Don't hold me on that. I think I added a piece of something, and I then said that I was going to start a full up bedding and food scrap bin out of these guys instead of having them live just in their outdoor waste. I wanted to see how they do as a standardized vermicompost worm in a true bedding, what we make as bedding instead of just finding things outside. But they look phenomenal. They really do. Really pleased. So yeah, they look great. I am not going to feed them. This leaves and stuff that's in here, bark, wood chips, pieces of moss, pieces of stems, that's what they were attracted to in the outside. And while it is significantly reduced in size and quantity from when I brought them in, it isn't gone. So I'm going to let them keep working on it. I am going to give them water, but I will do that off camera because I don't want to make this long. So that's going to be the first segment. Okay, not done with the first segment. I was just talking how the Black soldier fly larvae got me last time. Nothing got me, but I want to show you this. I know you don't see anything. You're like, wow, are you crazy, Lisa? The answer to that is yes, but there is something I want to show you. Right. Phone, cooperate. You see this critter right here? It looks very scary, doesn't it? It has pinchers on the end. And when it walks, it puts its butt up and puts its pinchers up and looks terrifying. This is the 5th OnStar. I think it's OnStar. Whoops, where'd this go? Stage. That was the 5th OnStar stage of a ladybug nymph. They go through 5 stages, and what you just saw was the 5th of its developing stage. They have a fierce look about them. And they have little pinchers on their butt that stick up. I'm trying to find them, and he went back in here. There's actually probably many of them in here. So clearly the egg was in the materials I brought in from the outside. So yeah, if you see those, and I'm sorry I dropped them, they hate the light, so they're going to go back into whatever they can. If I see them in another container, I'll point it out. But don't squish those. Don't kill those. Don't be afraid of those. They are good. Look at how happy this worm is right here. It's a perfect U. They are good. They are ladybugs, and they're only going to do good things for you. Okay, I continued digging. Look what I found. I did feed them food. I gave them an avocado, and this is the results of the avocado. So yes, they do good inside, and yes, they like people food, and yes, they're pretty dang beautiful, if I do say so myself. This is avocado, or was avocado. I don't even know that there's... No, this is a potato peel. I'm sorry, folks, I'm incorrect. I gave you incorrect information. I gave them a potato. That's right. I gave 3 potatoes to 6 different bins to see who ate the potatoes first. And based on this, I would say the rubellus won. Look at that. Oh, look at that cocoon right there. I'm having problems with the arthritis in my hand, so bending. There's a cocoon right there. Or is that a worm butt? I don't want AV to watch this and say it was a worm butt. Might have been a worm butt. Cocoons and worm butts look the same sometimes. Let's see. So yeah, they devoured the potatoes. I haven't looked at the other worms yet. This is the first bin I've gotten into today. But these look at their glistening. It's the one spot in the bin that there's moisture. And I'll tell you, they've really calmed down. They're not so flighty anymore. They were never flighty as in they crawled out of the bin. But they were very nervous in my hand initially. And now they're like, hey, this lady takes good care of us. Look at the good stuff we get to eat without looking. Look at it. And some of them are getting pretty big. Okay, so this is no longer the first segment of a long video. This is going to be its own video. And I am going to say that at some point as we inspect this bin, not today, but in the future, we are going to find baby salamanders. Because the material that I brought in earlier in the year to make this bin, that included the baby worms that are now getting quite big, is where I find numerous black spotted salamanders every year. So I'm just going to guess that some of them laid their eggs last year, and if that's the case, they're hatching or have hatched, and I just haven't spotted any yet. But wherever there's lumbricus or reds out in my backyard, the conditions are favorable for lots of salamanders. And I have a video. Here's a piece of potato. I have a video last year introducing Sally and Mander, the 2 salamanders. Here's a cocoon right here. Not a worm, but that's a cocoon. These guys are doing great. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I have a new type of compost worm. And I'm so happy they devoured those potatoes. I guess now the real question will be, are they going to eat bedding? Once they turn this material into full-up compost, I'm going to do the bedding. Here's a little piece of baby potato they didn't get to yet. I just broke it open. So these guys are awesome. Let's get another worm. This is what I decided to do. This is out of order, I know. Most of my videos are, and that makes me more weird. So instead of starting a new bin in traditional bedding with the lumbricus rubellus, what I'm doing is I took what I already showed you. I added a bunch of my pre-made bedding. Now this is pre-made bedding using all the ingredients, but there was never any worm castings or manure to this, added to this. I forgot that when I made it. So, but it has been sitting out on my deck for at least a month, and I'm sure bugs and whatnot have come in here. And it's being added to the top of an existing bin, but this is what I'm going to do. So I added a really thick layer. See, the old stuff is right here. Get the happy worms again in a potato skin. This, oh God, I don't want to squeeze it. This, believe it or not, is a mango. It is so extremely bloated from being frozen. If I touch it, it'll explode. Okay, I have a authentic New York bagel. Oh, I know Gaetano's going to say, what? You didn't eat that? I didn't. My son brought it over this weekend and brought too many. And once they get hard, there's no turning back. That hasn't been frozen, refrigerated, wet, dried, nothing. It's just the New York bagel. And I have one day's coffee of coffee grounds on the filter. I'll put that in there. I'm going to leave it here. You can see close to the top. And I want to see if the worms move up. Well, they will come up. But I want to see if in addition to the bedding, if in addition to the food I just added, it also prompts them to consume this bedding. And then that will be a little bit less of a culture shock to them versus just throwing them into material they've never seen before. So, yeah, let's monitor this. I would say let's give it 2 weeks, and we'll see what they're doing.